I'm Kezia Hutabarat, and I'm a world champion in performing arts. I've been singing for a very long time, and it was something I've always found blissful and relaxing. Until one day, I decided to dive deeper into the depths of vocal music by joining an international competition. That competition was the World Champion of Performing Arts. One day in February of 2022, my vocal teacher went up to me and told me that there would be a performing arts competition in the USA where people gather together to represent each other's nations in a competition that involves singing, dancing, you name it, it's performing arts. And I was elated by this prospect. Firstly, you're going to the USA. Secondly, an international competition where you can carry your country's name. Sign me up. Of course, despite how excited I was, there were poles of red flags everywhere. First and foremost, I had never joined a vocal competition, especially an international one. Secondly, this competition was in only 3 months, and people had been preparing from years back. Thirdly, I did not have a developed chest voice, which was one of the voice types that singers sing in. There's head voice, mixed voice, chest voice. Now, to give a little demonstration of what a chest voice would sound like, a mixed voice would sound something like, let's say, if we bring up Whitney Houston, I will always love you, versus a chest voice which is much more grande and solid and would sound like, I will always love you. There's a vast difference and a very visible difference, but that was something that I was unable to achieve. The stakes were high, but I told myself that a grand opportunity was upon me and that I should take it. So it was. Each week had a day dedicated to hour-long journeys to my vocal teacher to begin my training in developing this chest voice. 2 months in, was my chest voice there? No, it was not. At this point, I was thinking to myself, what was wrong? I went back and forth thinking I could achieve my chest voice, but then I realized, oh, she's using the wrong technique. You should start over again. And there I was, back to square one. 1 month left to the competition. Was my chest voice there? No, non-existent. At this point, my mind was filled with a cacophony of self-doubt, unmotivation, and confusion. Was there any reason for me to join this competition? Did I make a mistake? But this goal was right in front of me. The goal of becoming a world champion. I can not only make my country, Indonesia, proud, but can also make myself proud for everything that I have done for this. I told myself I need to move forward, so let's make more time and be disciplined in practicing this. Though there were many stakes along the way, I came to the realization that no matter the outcome, I will never be deemed worthless or weaker. However, if I thought optimistically and worked harder, I will be able to make Indonesia proud, create an impact in my community, earn myself a tremendous achievement, and also make myself proud. And so I continued. 1 day a week became 3 days a week, and it went clashing with my schedule as a student who needed to study for her finals, complete her tasks. You students know how it's like. It was nothing short of blissful or relaxing, but there it was, my chest voice. 2 weeks before the competition. But at least I could join this competition without any shame. I could finally join Indonesia to the USA to become a world champion. My tears, anger, time paid off, right? Haha, wrong. The competition was still upon me. In the US I was, with 7 songs under my belt, and I was performing numerous times. I even made it to the semi-finals. I looked down at my neck. Clinking noises filling the room, something heavy on my left arm. For Indonesia, I got 2 gold medals, 2 overall winner plaques, and 1 semi-finalist medal. I was a champion of the world, and I proudly represented Indonesia. Now that's not the end of the journey. There were numerous lessons, sacrifices that I had to make along the way through my journey in becoming a world champion. The first thing was the importance of consistency and discipline. Sure, it is not wise to constantly do something blindly, which also means that you must have an end goal upon you for you to motivate yourself towards your goals. In my case, the prospect of the competition and going to the USA were my motivators. It is not easy to do things consistently, which also means that you have to realize that the ones who succeed in the future are the ones who push through despite the lows. This also implies that you need to make sacrifices. In my case, my sacrifices were my sleeping schedule, socialization, some of my hobbies. I could make up for these much later, but I could never repeat the once in a lifetime opportunity this was. The second thing was a little light switch, which is changing your mindset. Initially, I had the mindset that I made a mistake and that this entire decision was useless. But once you review the life you've led, you will come to understand that every single journey you pass through, every path you tread, will never be meaningless. They will always have meaning no matter how tumultuous or monotonous they are. And it's this meaning that you uncover that will determine how you make the best out of your life. I had to change my mindset and see what else I could do in the future and the outcomes of this. Changing your mindset and adjusting your mindset will help you make appropriate decisions, get through any situation in life, and boost yourself towards your goals. The final lesson I learned was the art of taking risks. And this is perhaps the pinnacle of the story. Think about it. If I did not say yes to this competition, I would not have gotten this opportunity. If I did not practice rigorously, I would not be able to uncover the life lessons that I will hold dear for the rest of my life. If I did not go on stage and perform the night away, I would not have received the medals or bring Indonesia's name to the world stage. I mean, hey, I even met Sandiaga Uno and Anang Hermansyah. Sandiaga Uno is the current Indonesian Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy. Anang Hermansyah is an Indonesian idol judge. He's one of the most renowned singers, musicians, and producers in Indonesia. Without taking risks, you will be stagnant in one spot. Acknowledging that the journey will be difficult and that there will be unpredictable events and that you must push through it will bring you to a better light. And acknowledging that success will never come in the way that you always expect will free you. This is not a fairy tale. In fact, this is real life. Because in our reality, we have to always push forward, never give up, and accept the fact that our journey will never be smooth. There will always be the unpredictable events and the obstacles along the way. You must also realize that in this reality, there are numerous things that you should do to achieve your goals. I truly believe that perseverance, thinking positively and realistically, consistency, discipline, taking risks, is the mother lode to truly achieving your goals and becoming successful. And I truly believe that we all could be champions of this world. Thank you.